Hey guys, Backyard Farmer Pat here. In today's video, I'm going to tell you and show you how I'm going to transform this absolutely weed-filled garden into a beautiful garden. I'm going to do it using some basically free materials that we all can have access to. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna not only suppress the weeds, but I'm gonna beautify this area. Right now, the summer weeds are still here. I'm in Central Florida, Zone 9B, and the weeds have not started dying back yet because it's still pretty warm. But I'm ready to have my beautiful fall garden. I'm ready for all the holidays coming up, and I want my garden to shine. So guys, I'm gonna show you today. Let's get started. All right, so the first free item that we're going to use today is cardboard. As a lot of you know, if you are somebody who composts or you're somebody who wants to grow your food organically, you know cardboard is a great way to compost. Cardboard is a great way to grow, to suppress the weeds also. The thing about cardboard, which is different from if you use like a liner, is that the cardboard will break down and eventually feed the earthworms and feed the soil. So cardboard is 100% organic, and I love to use cardboard. If it's an area, if I'm trying to suppress weeds in an area that I don't plan on, planting food, like for instance, over here by my veggie bed, that Miss Pinky, Mr. Pinky and Reds is digging up. On my veggie bed, I have this liner which completely suppresses the weeds. And I know you see some weeds popping up in the corner here, but this is literally in the corner. But once you lay this down, it will completely suppress the weeds. And you can easily just pull any weeds that are popping up on the sides. So I'm not going to use a liner today because I'm actually gonna lay this cardboard down in an area where I plan on planting food. As the cardboard breaks down, it will become soft, and it will be very easy for me to just stick plants in, cut holes and stick plants in along the way. And pretty soon you won't even see the cardboard. Then I also ordered my second item that I'm using, which is 100% free, is I signed up for a chip drop today. Chip drop is used by local arborists. So if a local arborist say they cut down some pine trees, they have to pay to dump the pine trees. But instead, what they'll do is they'll mulch up the pine trees, and then they'll drop it into your garden for free. The only thing about chip drop, it's better if you have a larger garden, or if you want to share with friends or share with your neighbors, because you have no control over how much they give you. So they can give you as much as 20 yards. 20 yards would definitely be enough for my entire garden. So I have a whole lot of space and a whole lot of weeds to suppress. So today I'm going to focus on this bed. My house is right here. So when I'm sitting on my patio, I'm looking out here. And right now I'm looking out on weeds. And I don't want to see these weeds anymore. So I'm going to lay this cardboard down. Another great idea, and probably what I'm going to do, is I have a compost pile that I've been piling, kitchen scraps and piling weeds on for months now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the uncomposted, unfinished compost, and I'm going to lay it on top of the weeds. And then I'm going to lay the cardboard. Then I'm going to put the chip drop on. So that way, the compost that's not finished, it will finish composting underneath the cardboard. And then the chip drop, of course, will be on top to suppress all the weeds. Chip drop is also wonderful, not just to suppress the weeds, but that will eventually break down and become soil, and in itself it'll feed the weeds. So guys, let's get started. All right, so just went through the first step. Probably there were at least 20 to 30 boxes. So what I went through and did was I opened out the boxes. They were already flattened, but I just opened them up at the seam so I could have them lay out flat. Then I also went through and took off any tape, any glossy labels. You can see all those tapes and glossy labels. I took those off. I'm gonna dump those in the garbage. So now these are ready. So now before I lay out, I started laying them out here, but I'm not, I was just trying to see how far to go. But before I cover the weeds, what I'm gonna do is, and this is just an extra step I'm doing, you don't have to do this, but I think it's a great idea. So since we just finished summer, we just finished all that growth over the summer, what we want to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a handful of organic, probably all-purpose fertilizer at the just at the roots of the different plants. So I'm going to just lay down some fertilizer. I'm not going to really measure it. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Yes, I know I have some flowers and some fruits and, you know, some different herbs, but I'm just going to use a general purpose fertilizer. I'm not going to go through and figure out this one for flowers, this one for fruits. You can if you want to, but I'm trying to just get this done quickly, since this is like the first day that I've really had a first day in a while that I've been outside. And I really want to get this done. So I'm going to go ahead, get a general purpose fertilizer and sprinkle it all the way along the bed, close to where the fruits, where the trees and the plants are. And then I'm gonna soak it well, cover down the cardboard, soak the cardboard well. Then we'll be ready for our final step of the chip drop. So with the chip drop, when you sign up, as I said, they can drop anywhere from 10 yards to 20 yards of soil, which of chips, which is a whole lot of chips. The thing is, because it's free, you never know. They don't tell you in advance when they're dropping it, and you never know exactly what day they're coming. So they can come at any time. As a matter of fact, they can come right now while we're out here talking. They probably won't, but they can. So what I want to make sure is that my area is ready. I'm gonna have them drop it in the front, but I'm gonna have somebody come to help me lay out the chips. But I just want to make sure that's ready, that once the chips come, I don't have to wait. Normally, when that tree's just cut, of course the chips are going to be hot. But in this case, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I think the plants that I have here can handle it. Plus, I'm not putting the chips directly against the plants. I'm going to put them on the cardboard. So by the time the cardboard compost down, the chips will also compost down and become just very beautiful, rich soil. So I'm going to go ahead and spread my fertilizer now. All right, guys, it's been another week. Chip drop hasn't come yet. It rained overnight, so you can see the cardboard is wet. But I want to show you what I did so far. What I'm gonna do is I do have a few bags of mulch that are just basically sitting in a corner not doing anything. I think I have like maybe 4 or 5 bags. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna complete a small area so you see what it looks like. Then whenever the chip drop comes, chip drop can take anywhere from a day to 6 months or 4 months. So it all depends on when a truck has mulch and they're in the area to drop it. So I don't want a video to wait 3 or 4 months for chip drop, so I'm gonna finish a small area to let you see. So I ended up not using my compost because, you know, since I don't know exactly where I'm gonna plant the additional plants, you know, I'd rather save my compost for my next bed that I'm gonna do. So here's what I did so far. I just laid down a whole bunch of cardboard. I ended up collecting probably over 70 cardboard boxes in a 2-day period at Walmart. So as you can see, I have covered all the area. You know, if you see that there are areas like this that are, you know, blank, that are open, you just cover that over with cardboard, because what will happen is if you don't cover it up, these are the areas that are going to spring weeds. So I make sure that all the weedy areas are covered. I'm going to go in around my plants and remove the weeds from directly around my plants, so that I don't see, you know, weeds popping up around my plants. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Then I'm gonna go put some mulch down now and let you see what this area looks like. What I'm gonna do is, since I'm working with what I have, I'm starting here by my Bombay Julie mango tree, and I'm just gonna move all the way around. As I get more cardboard and as I get more boxes, I'll move all the way around till my goal is to have a pathway, right? And within where you see the trees now and the plants at the back, it's just gonna be beautiful flowers and herbs and plants growing all the way around. That's gonna make it a lot better for the lawn guy to just weed whack here instead of him ignoring everything in the back. which has been really looking bad lately. As you can tell, it's really looking bad. Holidays are coming up, as I said, and I really want my place to look nice. Right now, these weeds are not looking too good. The weeds should not be taller than my plants and covering my plants. All right, so I'll get right back to you. Here's what I've done so far. I ended up finding 6.5 bags of mulch that was sitting by my shed. So what I did was, of course, I finished lining the beds. I focused on this area, and I just started at the side and started mulching all the way across. So I made sure to take out all the weeds that were directly around each plant and then pull those weeds out. None of the weeds got wasted. Every one of the weeds are actually under the cardboard are in here. So those weeds are going to break down and feed the soil. So as now you guys can actually see my plants. Also along the fence there's still a ton of weeds coming over from the neighbor's fence, from the neighbor's yard. So I just kind of put the cardboard up. What I'm going to do is get some liner to line along there. So I'm gonna have to do something about the weeds coming over. You can buy like a black edger and go around, pull the weeds out, then buy a black edger, the edge that goes along that will help keep the weeds out. But that's definitely something I'm gonna have to maintain so it doesn't come into the bed. So here you can see I have my hibiscus. I have a tuna plant. The hibiscus is so tiny, but it's already bloomed once. I have a tuna plant. I have my cassava, more tuna, and this is a red Thai plant. This is going to be really beautiful once it grows and starts blooming. I actually found this hanging basket that I had on the fence that fell behind. It was hidden by weeds, and I actually have some mojito mint. So I'm going to clean up this basket and rehang it. It has some mojito mint that was in there before that's now growing back. I have my a whole bunch of different cocos that I planted from skin. If you guys missed that video, watch a video where I peeled my cocoa and planted it from skin. This one you can see is much bigger than the other ones. This is a giant cocoa that I planted. Then I have my blue porter weed. Here's a periwinkle and more cocoa. Then I have my pineapple bed over there. I haven't gotten to these weeds. I'm gonna just, as I said, I'll just continue moving along until I have the whole area, under cardboard and under mulch. I also extended the bed out beyond the trees. So now I'm gonna have a very deep, very big bed so I can plant different flowers and different herbs in between the trees instead of just along the fence. So this is gonna greatly increase my planting space. One thing I should mention, you can also use this same technique to create a bed on grass or to create a border on grass. So if I wanted to, I could literally put cardboard over my entire garden and just mulch it deeply. That mulch will break down and it eventually becomes soil. Then I could plant directly into it. Once I get my mulch, I'll see how much I use along my beds. I have several areas I want to mulch over. Then I'll probably just pile. This will probably be my next bed here at the end of where this ends. And before you get to the callaloo, this area I'll probably just pile all the remaining mulch over here. Then once it breaks down in the spring, I'll just plant directly into it. It will then become soil. I can amend it, I can add fertilizers, but I should be able to plant directly into it. All this I'll do without removing the grass. Anyway guys, you'll see it in my videos as once the mulch comes in, the chip drop comes in, I will definitely do a video on the chip drop to show you what it looks like when it comes in. Then I'll be over several weeks probably. I'll be, putting my mulch down. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Just wanted to let you see how you can, for free, transform an area of your garden and create a bed that you can use for many years to come. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and share this video with any friend that you know who may need to know how to grow their own food or how to transform their garden for free or for cheap. Till next time, guys. Bye now.